analysis video today. So, but I'm just here to discuss about one very germane, important point that is actually happening nowadays, and which is the aspect of writing resume for different job roles. And with the advent of AI these days, I'm going to show us how we can actually write an ATS compliant resume, even without with or without you writing any single statement. But in any particular case, I will still advise you to make some adjustments that you think you can make on your final output after and here I has helped you structure your resume. So, and remember, every job role, like every company is now using ATS to cut down the amount of CVs they have on daily basis. If 100 people apply for a particular job role, so when they pass them through an ATS, maybe like 85 might get cut off and only 15 gets to the hiring manager. And when they get to the hiring manager, he only spent like 6 seconds or 5 seconds to scan through any CV that is relevant to the job post. So how do we scale through the ATS borderline so that our CVs will not get dropped or rejected at that particular point? Now, this is a data analyst job that I want to apply for, but the resume I'm using is a data was directed to a data entry specialist job. So, and these keywords I need to impute them, like I need to optimize them with this particular resume here. So my major responsibility is to impute some of these keywords, not all, so as to avoid what they call the keyword stuffing. So I'm going to input some of these keywords, optimize them with my resume, and then I'm going to scan the resume to see what my ATS score is going to be. So let's go. This is the prompt I'm going to feed my AI with. So I need it to act as an ATS resume optimizer. I will provide you with two things: my current resume, the job description for a role I want. Then your job is to rewrite my resume to the highly ATS and all the rest of them. So I'm going to copy the prompt. So then I will go to I'll go to my AI. So come here, attach the resume I showed you the other time, which is the data entry resume. So let me look for it. Okay, then I'm going to paste the prompt. So then, so I need a resume in less than 540 words. So generate. Okay, so it's already generating the resume for me. Okay, so the resume has finished. Like the AI has already finished generating the resume for me. So, but this particular AI, which is called DeepSeek, has some verb that are AI related verb. Like anytime you see optimized, or anytime you see streamlined, all those AI related verbs. So they are easily noticeable by HR. So it's better you. So instead of all this improved, collaborated, yeah, updated, reduced. So on your own you can use a different verb so as not to flag your resume as an AI generated resume. So I'm going to use another AI to make this resume sound like human, because if you read this resume, like, it's emotionless, like it's just a unidirectional resume, though it has the necessary keywords and some the necessary metric achievements, which is a 1005 plus 100%. Yes, I love those things. But and the other keywords are also there too. If you read through and you compare it to the job description I showed you the other time, you will see that some keywords have been added to this particular resume. So this is what I'm going to do now, just to make sure the resume sounds more like human being, and something that an HR person can easily relate with. So I'm going to copy this resume. So, and I'm going to paste it into another powerful AI called Claude AI. So I'll come here, paste this here. So just let me input a name. Let me input then address, phone number. Let me use a random phone number. Then email address. Okay. So this is the prompt I'm going to give to my Claude AI. This one above here, take this ATS optimized resume and rewrite it to sound like a real human wrote it. Keep every keyword intact. Do not change any job titles, date, or company names. Replace overused AI verbs like spearheaded. All these ones are the AI generated verbs that I was talking about the other time. So replace them with natural alternatives like built, caught, launched. So I'm going to copy this prompt now. Then I will go to Claude AI, paste it there. So I need the resume in less than 540 words. So let's go. So possibly the Claude AI is going to ask us some clarifying questions, and most of the times it may not. Like if it actually understand what we are trying to drive at. So let's okay. So in meantime, I do have one metric question before I start for the professional summary. You mentioned wanting metric achievement with timelines. I have the figures from your work history, 20% error reduction in 6 months faster. So, but is there a specific achievement or time frame you do like highlighted first in the summary? So let me use within the last within the last 6 months. Okay. Could you also paste the job description you mentioned? Okay, so it's asking for the job description so that it will not cut off the keywords we imputed earlier. So this is the job description. I'm going to copy it again. So it's already building the resume. So we are going to wait for it to finish building the resume and then we come back. It's done. So it has already created the resume. So this is it here. So it's saying unable to display page here. So but I've downloaded the resume and this is the resume the Claude AI generated for me. So can you see this one sounds more human than the one DeepSeek actually generated. So in the last 6 months alone, cut data retrieval time by 20%. So you can just edit some of these sentences I like at least to make it sound more professional or more personal to you. So you can say detail oriented a detail oriented data analyst with over 5 years of work experience. The last 6 months alone, cut data retrieval time by 20% at the healthcare firm by rebuilding file structure. Then you remove all these dashes that are uh, that signifies that it was written by AI. Then you come down, you remove all these dashes. So this particular verb on DeepSeek, it was I think reduced. DeepSeek used reduced data entry errors, but this AI used cut data entry errors. So this is actually more human than the DeepSeek generation. So that's why anytime you finish generating your like anytime you finish optimizing your resume with ChatGPT or with DeepSeek, just make sure that you do the final optimization using Claude AI. Claude AI is more like it tends to more human writing, like it can write in a human form when compared to DeepSeek and ChatGPT. So I'm removing all these dashes that signifies that it was written by an AI. So after that, then you can do some one or two editing, that can make the resume appear more readable to the HR personnel. So, but all the keywords are protected, so everything is there. So the next thing we are going to do now is to scan this particular resume through an ATS, and let's see what our score is going to be. So I'm going to save it as Joseph Adeola resume PDF. Save. So let's go to the scanning site. So this is the scanning site. This is the job description. This the data analyst job description. I have to paste it into this scanning site. Then my resume will be here. So my resume is, let me look for it. This is the resume. Let me minimize this. Take it to this side. Okay, so this is it here. So I want to see what my ATS score for this particular resume is going to be. So I'm scanning already. So we wait for it. In less than some seconds, the score will come out. So now it says our result is 41%. So which means the chance of you getting an interview is very slim. So now you go through all this, and you go through the analysis and see where your resume is lagging behind. So no job title was found in the job description. Please make sure your job description includes the job title. So you go to your resume. So this is how you can make your resume sound more human and not 100% AI generated. So you just go back to your resume, make sure that you have a data analysis job, the data analysis job title in your resume. So the moment you have that one, so the score is going to go up a bit. Then you come down a bit. See, performance analysis. So these keywords were not added to your resume. Computer science, data collection, interpret data, data science. So you make sure that all these keywords are also present. You can add them manually. You don't need to use an AI for this. So then you come down again. Attention to details. So in your resume, okay, attention to detail is there. Analytical. So there is nothing like analytical in your resume, and it was mentioned in the job description. Accuracy. So your resume, it was mentioned 5 times, job description 2 times, which is very okay. Then the job level match. You have more years of experience than the rules required. So keep in mind that our assessment consider total experience, not just relevant. So you try and adjust this one too. Then consider adding a website or LinkedIn URL. So you don't have a LinkedIn website. So you have to, if you have a LinkedIn website, you have to add it here at the topmost part here. Then so I think then you can read all these things to improve your resume. So the moment you add all these things and you update them on this particular resume, and then you go back to this ATS scanner. So you are going to find out that your score will be around 80 something percent or 90 something percent. And the moment an ATS score you around that particular I'll give you a score of 80 something percent or 90 something percent, then be rest assured that you have a higher chance of getting an interview compared to a person that has an ATS score of 41%. Then this is actually not the only thing that guarantees you getting an interview. So the moment your resume pass this particular ATS stage, maybe you have an higher ATS score of 95%. So your resume will now go to the second stage, which is the human resource manager. There's a human resource manager that will now determine if he wants to call you for an interview or not, depending on what he sees in your resume. And this is actually what they look for. If your resume solves problem, so if your resume doesn't solve any problem, the human resource manager doesn't have any reason to call you for an interview. So, and if your resume only mentions responsibilities, the roles you performed, and not the achievements you made while performing those roles, be rest assured that we never get any cover from the HR. So just make sure that you take everything this ATS, like all this analysis it has given you, just make sure that you consider everything and you update everything in your resume to stand a chance over people that doesn't have these tools that I'm showing you here. So thank you so much, guys. And I believe you already know how to work your way through having a well packed and metric filled resume. So enjoy the rest of